Oh yeah, I forgot the camera. Welcome on back to the new episode of our show. We are here. We are
Hello and welcome to the SYWB podcast. The podcast where we talk about the drama of the restaurant industry, but never about the who or the where, because it doesn't really matter, right?
no, it doesn't matter.
I'm Dylan,
And I'm Jason.
and this is the SYWB podcast. How you doing, Jason?
Doing well. The sun is slowly hitting me, and I'm feeling more warm, and I'm feeling tired.
I can't even see the red light. It's fine. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
little. Oh, we didn't do your bit.
that's fine. It don't matter. We can do it next time.
That would have been a whole thing. Now
Yeah.
I see what you're meaning. Okay. Yep. All right. So we have an outdoor podcast today. Hopefully
Yeah,
everything turns out fine.
we're choosing the outdoor for this one because the sun is so beautiful, and well, there was no noise at all until we finally set up everything. Now we hear trains, planes. Now we hear people yelling out there.
Yeah, I can't.
But
We
we're
didn't hear any of that during the last one.
Yeah, no, we're committed though. We're already here. Might as well just finish it.
So Jason,
I'm all snugged up right now. It was
it's not
really
even cold out
nice.
here. I don't know. Your bones are.
I'm just
Do you have?
cold.
Are you
I'm just
sick?
cold.
Do your bones? Are you cold? Because you were
No,
walking
I
in the
actually been
rain
I've
for.
been indoors all the past 3 days. I've been shot in the rain. I've finally took a hot shower. My legs are finally feeling better. Moving is a. I do recommend just get movers at this point. Don't.
Yeah, just let them break some of your stuff. You
Yeah.
probably have too much stuff anyway. So
If it's broken, it means you must let it go. It wasn't meant to be, anyways. You know what they say.
that's
You
what
know, you gotta let
Confucius
it
said.
go.
I think that's what Confucius
I don't know
said.
who the that is. I'm too tired to know. I'm too tired to remember. All right.
Um,
So for the first topic, do you have any big topics
I
you want
have
to get
number.
into?
Yeah, because you don't know about this, and
Okay,
you
good.
need to know
I'm
about
gonna
this.
start with a small one on this one.
Oh, you want to start? Okay,
Yeah.
go
We'll
ahead. Go
start
ahead.
with
Go ahead.
a small
I have a big.
reminder. If you work in the restaurant industry, I know you may not speak to them that much. You may not say a lot, but I will, I will leave you guys with this. Do not piss off the dishwashers. Not in any way. Is that a bug? What is that?
It's just a bee.
Oh, the
It's a
bee.
bumblebee. Did you get that on
Bumblebee.
his
That's
face?
adorable. Yeah, I got
Terrified
alerted.
of a bumblebee.
I got alerted first. I thought it was a wasp. I
I thought
wasn't
you were
gonna
about to
lie.
activate your laser vision. I didn't know what was going on.
This whole house would fucking be destroyed if I had laser vision. I'm not gonna lie.
You were saying about the dishwashers?
Yeah, so dishwashers, do not piss them off, especially if you're a server,
Oh man, this is
because
hold on. I gotta
they
take in the
would.
moment for a second. This is a really nice little podcast. I like being. We should do this more often. I feel like this should be like an every once in a while. We should be out
Yeah.
here.
Well, yeah, it's a quiet place right now.
I
I think
like
we should
this.
take advantage of it while we still can. Yes, do not
Sorry.
piss off your dishwashers, because I was on glass duty. And it was slow, so I only had to do one rack. I don't know what I said to him. I don't know if I did anything. I don't know if I ruined his existence or I just became a nuisance to him. But he did not clean that water rack until like an hour later. I told him to. I just watched that rack stand there, like, be on the top shelf for like a whole
Are
hour.
you talking about the new dishwasher?
The new one, yeah.
No, he was very overwhelmed, and the older dishwasher just kind of left him. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
He seems like a very
He's a grandpa guy. You can
very
tell that.
grandpa
Yeah, he's
guy.
a very grandpa guy.
So I felt when I was oh I almost said his name again. So the
Yeah.
first guy was bleeping out. The first guy was leaving, and I was like, oh man, he left like he literally was like sulking for how much dishes he was left with because he was not done. Nothing was done about
No.
it.
You can tell he's trying to do his best, but I think that's gonna be an issue because you know the old dishwasher. I mean, it's not even the old dishwasher's fault, but sometimes you can't really wash every plate. You have to kind of leave that basket, leave the small tray behind, and
Yeah,
then
but
just leave.
he left. It
But
was more than just a bucket.
oh
It
yeah,
was like
no. I know
tray
that. I
here,
know
tray
that.
here, tray there. All those clean dishes he didn't put away. He just left them there to leave. Like he should have at least knocked off the clean. Like so much so that one of the dessert guy had to go back and help with the dishes.
Oh, it was like that. Okay,
Yeah.
well that wasn't cool at all
No.
then,
It was stacked.
because that's
I
kind of the
felt
whole
really
point
bad,
of
but I was
both of them
busy.
being there. Is that one has to kind of do the
Because
transportation and the other one has to do
the
the cleaning.
the other night it was so bad. Actually, when you left early, not early, like as a waiter, you left. Was that yesterday?
I think so.
Friday when I helped you guys move. The reason I was so late was because I was everyone was there so late, but then the dishwasher's left again, and there were 3 buckets full, and there were still more dishes to be had. So I couldn't let that there, so I did the dishes. I knocked off 1 bucket, so there's just 2, and I did some room. And one of the waiters came up to me, like there were still tables when I was doing that, to be fair, and I asked, like, he came up to me saying, "You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this." And I said, I'm sorry. Do you need help? Do you need help?" He said, "No, no, no. I don't need help, but you shouldn't be doing this." So I made sure he didn't need help, and I finished the dishes with whatever was there. But I just found he's the second waiter who has caught me in the dish pit. Oh, that was also the night that chef left early and left one
Oh,
of the cooks there alone, and everyone was not helping him, and he got upset too. That was all after you left. It was pretty bad that day.
oh my
So that's
gosh.
why I did the dishes because everyone was upset. All this stuff. Just so the audience is aware, this is not a restaurant where like everyone pitches in on the dishes. We have people for it, and then when they don't do it, I felt bad. So I just was like, because I didn't want to leave it because in the morning the chefs are gonna have to do it. So
I mean,
I didn't
yeah,
want to leave that for
but
the chefs. So I didn't want to leave them 3 buckets. I left them just 2 because that's like the max that we're
I
supposed
don't
to
know.
have.
I feel a little bit the same, but it's the chef's. It is part of the chef's jobs. It's not their primary jobs, but it is part of it when they have to come back and realize that. And if they want to actually downsize that dish pile, they're gonna need to start talking to the
I guess, but
chefs.
it was the point of the night where it was like,
I'm sorry, chefs, cooks.
yeah, it was the point of the night where it was like I was just gonna be sitting on my phone if I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, I know, but
Because it was at the point where everything was cleared off the tables, but they were just sitting, either figuring out how to pay or just talking for an
yeah,
hour.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that too. But it's just one of those
So
things. That's a helicopter flying by.
let's make sure you can't hear it. Continue.
It's going. Woo-doo, woo-doo, woo-doo.
Fadoo,
Like it.
fadoo, fadoo.
Yeah, it's like I said. It's just one of those things where it's just bad luck, or just a bad day. That's kind of it. You're gonna be stuck for the worst of it. You're gonna feel more of it in the morning.
I like this glass.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite glasses are like just straight,
Tall.
tall, straight, just like my men. What?
Ew. Ew.
Huh?
Yeah. So
Smoky ball? What are you talking about?
what?
Let me put this
We
thing to
we we have
cut to
some
my
we
camera.
have some behind the
His
camera.
miming that he did behind the camera was, I don't know what does that mean? Just say it out loud. What?
Oh, highball.
Eyeball?
Yeah.
High. Okay, that was actually pretty good. I'm an idiot.
He gave you the finger. You said,
He
"Man,
gave me the
fuck
producer
you."
finger. All right. Well,
Yeah. Oh yeah. To
something
the
you don't
main
know
story.
about.
Yes.
Big story. One of the waiters took a video of this, which is why I have it.
Hey, hey, relax.
But
Hey, my dog's on me. She's just sleeping.
I cannot post this video. But I'll show you.
No sound, right?
Oh, good. I turned it down. Um, we had to kick someone out of the restaurant on Friday.
Was it a
2 people,
guest or was it
two
a
guests, two
really?
guests. So I'll start it this way. One of the it was a. I'll just say the name and bleep it. It was table at
Okay.
226.
As you probably should give it the number, not the name.
Well, no,
So
because you have to know whose it is,
at
because it'll
226.
make the story even better. Because I don't think she knows yet, and I get to tell her. I hope I get to tell her. It's so funny because
What?
I bet everyone have forgotten because it's. But so there was a 145 was there, and a couple other tables. There's like 4 tables total, and 226 is one of them. They We closed at 10. They were done eating at probably 8:30. Like everything cleared off at 8:30, and they were there past 10. I think that's how it went. I can't. I think they were kicked out after we closed. They were just sitting there, and they were also like whoever went up to the table to like say something to them, just like normal conversation, were like they were getting a weird vibe from it, as from them as well. And kind of, I didn't. Maybe this is just like looking back on it, but kind of. They were giving me a weird vibe too. So I just ignored it because she ended up leaving and asking one of the other waiters, "Hey, can you just take care of it? It's my last table. It's clear. I have all this stuff here. Can you just? I want to leave. I want to leave." They were not leaving. They were just sitting and sitting and sitting. So she ended up leaving before any of this happened. And so at one point, I was just sitting in the back doing something I can't remember, and another waiter comes in. Not the waiter she asked to help, but another waiter comes in and just starts like he looked really upset, like weirdly upset. Like he was like angry about what was going on, which is a little weird a reaction to it. But but he comes through and says, manager's name, you have to kick these people out. You have to kick them out. So we're just running through like hasn't even seen her yet, running through the kitchen saying, you have to kick these people out and make it to the office. And then I just hear one of the other waiters just like giggling with his phone. Did I say his name earlier? I think I said it on this. I'm not gonna bleep that.
Yeah.
I definitely said his name earlier. I told you who had the video.
No, you didn't.
I said it, but you didn't. I don't think
Yeah,
you
yeah.
heard it.
You might have been loud.
So he had the video, this video, and he just was dying laughing. So then I was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I peek out of the door because you can see it from the kitchen.
Yeah.
I peek out the door, and all I see is
No. That body formation
I
already.
see. Okay, good. Ready?
No, not with that toy.
There's a reason I brought this toy on today. This is a woman in a nice blue dress, right?
Stop.
This is the man. She's moving like this. She's doing that.
Stop. Are you fucking for? Did they forget where they were?
He did not forget. They were not drunk. Here.
Stop. You're out of your
Here,
mind.
Your face on the camera. Don't block the face.
You are out of your mind.
You can, her butt, her
Okay.
her very nice
okay.
butt
Look, I
is
gotta.
hanging.
Okay, look.
Hold on, hold on.
Listen.
Is hanging onto the table. Just a picture for the audience.
That table's
Very
about to
nice
knock over.
looking
That ass
woman.
is huge.
Yeah, very nice looking woman. Her butt is literally folded onto the table and hanging on the table while she's on him as well. We'll show you later. Don't worry. I can't send it. Later. No, I'll show you later.
They moved the table.
They moved the table. I'll show you now.
They moved. They politely moved. You can tell that table is not in its position, so you can tell that they politely moved that table to the side to begin the nasty sitting work. Are you kidding me? That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, so I heard love stories. I wasn't expecting the fucking gigolo lifestyle kicking in at the damn ending.
So yeah, one of the waiters
But they
was sitting
weren't
there.
drunk, right? You said they weren't.
No, they walked away and they were walking fine.
Walking fine, sure, yeah. The man might have been a bit stiff, if anything.
No, when they kicked out, he had to wait a minute to like
Yeah.
he had to adjust himself. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't see that.
Could you imagine? Please, I'm a gentleman. Give me a minute.
Please.
Yeah, at the witnessing
Please.
that nightmare.
Please. I will leave.
Please.
We will leave.
Gotta give me a minute.
I just need to think about baseball for 2 minutes, and I promise we'll leave.
Baseball. The Knicks are losing this year.
That's the worst part. They paid at like 8 or like 9 or 8:30. They were done. They were just sitting, and now we know why what they were waiting for because they were planning that kind of. Like they were sitting. They were acting weird. They were sitting there waiting for everyone to leave, basically, in their whole section.
Oh, so you think like they want to have a very, very sinful moment at the restaurant?
I don't think they were gonna have sex, but they wanted to do that. I feel like.
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you think there was like a first date kind of thing for them, or
Didn't
do
seem
you
like
think
it
was like an anniversary, like they known each
It
other?
seemed like it didn't seem like it was a first date, but I didn't ask.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know how young people are, man. Sometimes you gotta spice it up by doing illegal things.
If I'm looking to the wrong camera, just point at the camera because I don't want to have to read your mouth every time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. You know what? That reminds me of another table. This was like almost a year ago, if anything.
My note for that was lap dance booth 226.
Last head boost 226. I'm surprised. Okay, I will say this. I think is the fact that they moved the table for them to do that
Oh,
thing
they
is
needed a room
funny.
with what she was bringing to the table. They needed a room.
Oh hell yeah, bro! I wouldn't. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd get kicked out too.
It's gross.
What you telling me?
I would never do that. Never. 1,000 years. Never do that in a restaurant.
I'll probably do it like 3 times before I get bored of doing that.
I thought you were about to say 3 times, and then I'm done. Like the rest of my life.
No.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I forgot what I was gonna say. It's still in my mind. Poor, I mean, good for them, but that's got to be
It's not
true
good for
love.
them.
That's got to be true love or
There were
something.
children in the restaurant.
To complete, are they still like
There
children
were
still
still
in there?
people. Like they were
Wait,
not
they're
the
not the
last
last
ones.
table.
No.
Oh my god! Wait, so you're telling me that this was not the last
Not.
table?
I said there were 3 more tables left. At that point, after when they were kicked out, I think it was 2.
I'm sorry, Brittany. I'm sorry.
You just coughed. You just
Oh
coughed on the
my
dog.
god, you're just such a fucking nightmare. Could you imagine like the 500, just the fucking 8 kids just sitting there, they're happy to turn around and look at that?
To be fair, they were across the restaurant, but there were still kids in the
Well,
restaurant.
kids can see anything, bro. Okay, they got X-ray vision, bro. It doesn't take much for a kid to kind of walk around a little bit away from the family, look around, and then just run back, be like, "Yo, I saw some shit."
They were well behaved kids. They were more
Uh,
well behaved than those horny dogs. Um,
that is too funny. It's so nasty.
hot dogs, hot dogs,
That's like oh my gosh, that's so. Oh,
hot
that's.
dog.
Could you imagine if the parents saw that? Could you
I
imagine how
think.
they
I
probably would have
think.
like? Could you? They were like, really, in front of my kids,
I think everyone.
got the gist of
I
it.
think everyone in the restaurant could see. Basically, I think they could. I didn't stick around to figure it out how everyone else felt. I didn't interview the rest of the cast there, but
That's too
so yeah,
funny.
one of the
That's
managers,
too funny.
she
I was gonna say, was it
walked up to the
he or
table.
she? How did it go?
No, if he went up, because that would have not looked good at all. He's not very graceful with his wording.
But not look good. Yeah.
Would not look good.
She as in the
So
veteran
she
or
would.
she as the new one?
No,
New? Oh, I'm excited about this.
I would have paid to see the other she manager go up to that table and say it.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she would have actually stuttered if that happened. If
I
the
feel like she would have made a
veteran,
waiter do it.
I think so too.
No, but
I
she
feel like she
said
would have actually got the waiter to tell him like, I need you to say this
I asked her
and then
what she
leave it
said
there.
earlier, but she said what she said. She's like, "We don't do that here. You need to leave." I think is what she said. I didn't
Did
watch her do it. She would have had to walk up to them while she was on top of him.
yeah? Did they contest in any way? Or did you get
No,
up and go?
walked out.
Okay, good.
Too funny
That's
though.
too
Funny
funny.
though.
That's
He walked
too
out first,
funny.
and she was behind him. So I guess he didn't need that much time.
Oh,
Maybe his jeans were loose.
actually, maybe it was more awkward than we think. Maybe he was just trying to be like, "How was your day?" And she was like, "Get over here." He was like, "Oh wait, no." Maybe
That
during the last few seconds before
that
they got
no sounded
cut,
so pitiful.
he got scared.
You know, this is the closest we've ever been
As you realize, maybe it was fear. He probably had fear in that moment.
when
Then
he saw the manager stomping up to him. This is
no,
the
I
closest
think.
we've ever physically been to the podcast. Like I can hit you with my knee.
Okay, well, don't do that. Not with these crusty ass
I
shoes.
finally get to touch dog.
Oh yeah, doggo.
Oh, she got a little bump.
Yeah, I was
What's
gonna.
this lump? Is that
Yeah,
skin
yeah,
or is that
yeah,
hair?
yeah. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Though. I just said don't touch it. Why the fuck did you consist?
I wasn't pulling on it. I was
I
just
know,
itching
but
it.
still don't.
I got lots of dogs.
Yeah. No, it's that age where they start growing the little lumps now.
Skin tags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's getting old now. She's got to be 14 this year.
So this is a really really old note, and it was like an offhand comment.
Oh no, I wanted to finish
Oh,
on
go
a
ahead. Go ahead.
small note. It reminds me. I think it was table 135. No, no, 135 was a older couple. They did not like the server. I think in some way, which was one of the old servers, female servers that was recently let go. And she left. She was like, "I finished every my work. We all the stuff on the other table. Just when they're gone, just set it up." And I didn't really get much to say in it, but I was like, but I didn't care too much about it. I think they were actually angry at that server because they insisted on staying until it was 12:15, I think, and we closed at 9. And I think they came in at 7, so they waited, and I could tell near the end it was out of spite because When I peeked
That's
in the
insane.
last moment, I was like, gosh damn it, they're still here. It was like, yep,
I feel bad for showing up at 7 and leaving at 9 whenever I eat there.
yeah. So
How about me?
I did have another story too. It was more. You can tell it was the first date. I think it was at 1:44. They came in at 7 and they were chit chatting, talking. It was a kind of it was adorable at first because you can tell that they were getting along. They were really liking each other. And they were continuing to keep talking. But once it hit 11 and they were still there, they stopped talking around like 10:30. Kind of just doing small talk and glancing. And you can tell that they wanted to, take it back home and have their own fun from there. But I think that they're so shy to kind of be the ones initiated. They just waited for about 2 extra hours, and I remember being so mad because I think that was the first time I worked a double.
Well, hold on. First you said it was spite. Now you're saying it
No,
was.
no, no. 135 was the one out of spite.
Oh,
One
because to
forty
me,
two was the one that was generally like I think it was a sort of a new relationship. They didn't know how to actually like
because that sounds like a story you tell your children. Our
yeah.
first date, we closed the restaurant down. We talked so long. That's a good
Yeah,
story.
yeah, it's a sweet story. Yeah, yeah. But we close at 9, and they're still
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
11. So,
But
but at my point of view, I'm the worker. So I'm telling like in my mind, I was looking at them like, okay, come on, seriously, like
picture it from the
y'all need to
kids.
go and fuck. Okay, we don't got time. Go, go. I want to clean up and go home. Okay, I don't got time for this. I don't got time for you to play the game of who wants to ask who first.
Don't be swearing around my child.
Chat, that thing is fake. This thing is real.
Cover her ears. You said fuck very hard. I don't know. To me, that sounds like a good story. I don't know. I wouldn't have.
Yeah, yeah. On the guest side, yeah, it's very sweet. I met someone who I loved and I care about. And we talked until the restaurant closed. Yeah, it's great. But then on a worker side, you just watch people sit there for 5 hours,
It's a
and we
long time.
closed like already within 3 hours from that.
3. Okay, that's insane. Wild. So this was an offhand comment that you made, but I wanted to get clarification on it because it seems like it could be an interesting story.
What is?
You you said at one point that you had a rival. I think it was online. My note is Jason's Ukrainian rival.
Oh my gosh, that was from my
Basically, he's on the side of
school
Russia for
days.
the war.
Shut up,
So let's
Dylan.
hear what he has to say
Shut
about it.
up. No, that was an old story.
Yeah,
Oh
but you
my
brought it up.
gosh.
You said something about Ukrainian girl, and then you looked at the camera. You said my
Yeah.
rival. I was like, all right, and I wrote that down. So I
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah, yeah.
hear.
No, no, no. This was back. Oh my gosh, this was back in high school. So ninth grade, I had a science class, and in that class, this was still during that point in high school where I was like, okay, I want to keep doing what I did in middle school. Keep getting my grades, keep
Principal
getting
award.
my principal awards, and going from there. Maybe take some honors in AP, but I don't believe that's gonna help me. Because I like my family and even one of the counselors told me like, hey, look, the AP classes are actually falling apart because a lot of them are no longer giving you credits towards college like they were supposed to.
Hmm.
So it's all about just extra work at that point. So I didn't. So I was like, okay, I took your word for it. I'm gonna take my family word for it. I'm not gonna pester into APs. But in this science class, about maybe the second quarter, I started to notice that the Ukrainian girl, every time we got our test, I would score at least 90, 95. She would always get 100. So there was a subject that I really, really liked. I can't remember. I think it might have been the mitosis process cycle of how it
Meiosis.
goes. Yes, I'm sorry, meiosis. Gosh, it's so long
It
I
could have
can't
been both. I
remember.
don't know. I was making it. I don't know.
No, no, I think it's both mitosis and meiosis. No, but understanding the one cycle and the other and separating them.
Eh,
And so I think I fell in love with that subject, and I think we took the quarter test for it, and I got a 100. What pissed me off is that she got a 101. And so
what a twist.
yeah, in the third quarter, I was trying to figure out exactly, like, is it like how do you score more than 100? Because there is no extra credit points. There is
There
no,
is
yeah,
none.
there is no extra credit points. There was no extra questionnaires. There was no anything like that. You were given the sheet and you had to do it down. My thought was the final big questions, and he used to make us write it down instead of like answering like what
Yeah,
is
the final
A
ones were.
B.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought that maybe that's how she got extra points. So the next chapter I
I always did
learned.
have like a Like usually with science class, at the end you have a written part that was extra
Yeah, yeah,
credit.
that's what I thought so too. No, yeah, yeah. So we did have those, but that's what aggravated me is that I answered and I got 100.
Hmm.
But here she is answering and she got 101.
Mm.
So that's why I was thinking, okay, maybe she written more. Maybe there's something else that came for, or maybe I didn't get the max points that I thought I did. I didn't put that in consideration. So came to the next test. I think I did everything. I got 100. I aced it completely. I double checked and I told him like, "Hey, is everything here? Like, did I ace it? Is there like, yeah, no, you got max points." I walked away with 120 or 125.
Ooh.
She walked away with 130. I don't know how the fuck this bitch did it. She walked away with 5 extra points along the way. And here's the thing though, she's a from I haven't seen her in so long. I do hope she's doing well in life. But she was such a sweet person, very shy, but she was very very cute, very very pretty. I loved how much book she was. She had that nerdy cuteness to her, and I generally loved talking to her because she had such a soft sweet voice too that anything that sounded foul was 10 times funnier when it came from her.
Oh yeah, those are always fun.
Yeah. But throughout that whole year, I just could not comprehend how the fuck she could get higher
You
points
never
than
asked
me
her?
and stuff. Oh yeah, eventually I kind of settled down and I kind of asked her like, "How'd you do it?" You know. But then I do remember that near the end of ninth grade, starting 10th grade, that's when things started falling apart because that's when um the high school depression kind of kicks in. Everyone starts to figure out where they need to go, who they need to be, and if they can even get there. And then I met the worst teachers. Oh my gosh. After that, that's when I met the worst teachers, though. The ones who are like, you don't amount to anything. This is the best you guys can do. These are the best years of your life. And I was getting called gay at school, and people were like, you gotta be
That
gay. There's
tracks.
no
That
way.
tracks. Yeah.
I had girls look at me as like, you say you're Ecuadorian, but that doesn't sound right. I think it's better if you just keep killing yourself like a mixed Mexican or something, with
Were those white girls?
of course.
Oh,
And the ones, but they were trying to make it racist, not saying racist. Like, the ones who like the skin that could work like in the backyard or like the fields. I'm like, why the fuck would you, bitch?
the
So what is
fields.
the fields? What is you mean be a farmer? You add some agriculture to it, maybe add some terms into it. Why the fuck did you say in the fields?
Add some 20th century terms because those are
Yeah.
back in the 19th century.
Like, what about your parents? Like, didn't they kind of work like out there? I'm like, yeah, you mean farmers? They were farmers, not enslaved. They were
Woman,
farmers.
woman,
What more did
don't
you
say
need?
the
Yes,
fields.
women. Yeah, you said the wrong F word. How do you mess up that bad?
Oh.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, but I mean, I do bless some of the people who are actually kind to me because I actually recently
What's
found
up?
out. I found this out that some people actually defended me in high school. I never knew that.
It was me.
That was that was big. I had a feeling I'm gonna meet some brown Ecuadorian brown kid. I gotta help him out.
I didn't say brown that many times, but yes.
Yeah,
I'm
but
glad we got to the bottom of that because I was so curious. I wrote it down so long
yeah,
ago.
I think I follow her book channel.
Yeah. So I'm glad I settled the Ukrainian mystery.
Yeah, yeah. I miss her. Hopefully, I see her one day. I think I follow her book channel on Instagram where she like posts some of the books she likes to read and continues from there.
I mean, if you can find it, maybe I'll just
No,
put it in the lower third.
no, stop it. No, let her be. She's
Let
enjoying
her
life.
be.
Yeah.
It's a big disturbing. Yeah, so I'm glad.
Was she like a beast? Let her be. Stop.
So yeah, I'm.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna have the third episode here at this house is gonna be with a guest. I'm really excited for this
Oh,
guest
yeah. I guess a little.
because it's the first. Obviously, deep dish is like an inside. Like he's our friend. He's a guy we work with a
He's
lot.
our informant. He gets the information both
Okay, I said
inside and
friend and
out.
he got a boner, so I should turn it. I should put that away. But
Ew, that's
stop saying
terrible.
informant. No, so
Is that not it?
he was a guest. He was our first guest because he's like he already works in our group of filming stuff and in the restaurants. So I think it's gonna be really fun to have someone so outside because she works in restaurants, but she's not. I haven't even seen her since she last worked. So it's gonna be. I'm really excited to have someone else on.
I don't
I
remember
didn't
her.
think I was gonna be this excited, but
I don't remember her at all.
that's good. It'll be good, like to catch up live.
Okay, that's good.
We might do. Who knows?
Are
We
you
might
gonna
do two.
post this before she
Uh-uh.
arrives here? Okay, good.
No,
Because
it's
I
gonna
don't want her to be like like you don't remember me at all.
next
Like
week.
no, I'm sorry.
No, it won't. Yeah, yeah. It won't be out because next
Won't
week.
be mean.
We might, as far as I know, if it works out well, we might do 2 with her too.
Oh, I mean,
Maybe.
like I said, this is all about just smooth sailing and see how far we go with this.
Yeah.
All right. Did you get any other stories or no?
Oh, I got a lot. Yeah. Do you have
Okay.
some?
Just only the minor ones I can think of at the moment.
Go ahead while I read. That wasn't
Um,
cut, by the way. That whole conversation was
but
in the podcast. The whole conversation that wasn't cut.
what about the ending about the Ukraine
No, about the
or yeah, the new person?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Oh, it sounded
know.
like you said it. You sounded like you were talking like it was gonna be cut.
No, no, no. I can't now. I can't remember. Did we talk about my first turbo experience with
No, we brought
guests
it up. Oh
on the
crap, we
last
brought it up
podcast?
last podcast and we didn't finish
Yes,
it
I was
because
gonna
I
say. I
cut you
think I
off.
think we brought it up. Yeah, and we just forgot about it.
All right, well, let me set the stage like I meant to last time.
So I set the
So
stage.
I was his.
We don't
I
need a
was
part
working
two.
for. This is part 2. I was working for Jason. He was my boss last night. He was a boss ass bitch. Because that's why he's on this podcast. He's a bitch. So is I. So am I.
What?
We're both bitches.
Yeah,
We're waiters bitches. But every once in a while, he isn't just a waiter, but he's also still a bitch.
still a bit. It doesn't matter
So
who you
he
become.
had,
You're
at
still
this
a
point in
bitch.
the night, he had 3 tables, and this was his 4th table come in. And one was a not a party, but had gratuity. Sup? Okay. Not a party, but had gratuities. Can you hear that? Is that too much? You can hear it?
Oh, I want to talk. Oh
Okay.
yeah, there are
We gotta
such
wait.
lovely
We gotta wait.
people.
What is that? Oh, it's a car. I thought that sounded like an airplane.
Yeah, that's a car.
No, it's a car just drove by.
It's a car.
I know. I thought it was like a low helicopter. He just shifted. You hear that? He just shifted. It went away. That's wild. Fuck that guy.
What fucking muffler do you need? Like,
He
what
doesn't
kind of
have one.
exhaust? What the fuck?
No, it sounded like a lawnmower. It did not sound good. It didn't sound like it was
Like
on
a
purpose.
lawnmower.
Anyway, so he had 3 tables, and the 4th thing that came in was the
Sorry.
soon to be problem table. Um,
Yeah.
Normally when a table is like a problem, I try to see it from the outside. I'm like, well, come on, but they're a customer, when
Yeah, but I
these.
have to talk to them. That's the thing. I have to be face to face with them.
Me too,
This
me
this
too.
isn't about like,
But I'm just
oh,
saying
here you guys bye.
this is against that. It. I think I've set the stage enough.
Yeah. I will say that is one of the good things about being a server assistant slash busser, however you want to name it,
How'd you get this thing so dirty? Was it
is
falling over in
that
the truck?
yeah, bro.
Keep going.
Also, I think she's supposed to be holding it with both
I
hands.
know I broke it that night. It
Oh,
was
you
really
did.
upsetting.
Okay, but try not to ruin the other one then.
I'm not.
I no, I will say this about server assistants slash
Oh my god.
busters is that it is really good
The hell?
when you have those kind of guests because you don't really have to focus on anything anymore. You can actually just greet yourself and then leave. Give them water, give them the bread, give them help serve the plate, and that's it. You don't have to focus on anything after that. You walk away. As a server, you have to continuously deal with them because that's who they are, and that's what your job is. I do not. All right. I do not understand where they're from, their ethnicity, but you can tell that it had to be somewhere in maybe Africa or Haitian,
What does that
like
matter?
nation, because they're dynamic. So this table, that man did not speak slash could not speak.
Huh?
His significant other did all the talking,
Oh, is that what it was? Because I only
and
heard her. I was wondering.
yeah. My guess, so my two guess, one small is that maybe he didn't know English that well, therefore he just kind of spoke in her language or just let her do the talking. Second, probably found no need to talk at all. He probably just assumed.
You keep talking.
He probably just assumed that it was just something like, oh, she knows everything about me, so I don't need to open my mouth. But yeah, she came in for an order that is only meant for deliveries. So
Oh,
because
that's what
for
the
us is
garlic, whatever it was. Okay.
the shrimp scampi.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it, but
Yeah. So yes, that dish has pasta, but that is only for deliveries only, and partially in the morning slash catering events. But we do not really do.
so
We
wait a
don't do
minute.
that
Hold
for
on. Hold
dinner.
on. Hold on. You know what the major? Remember the story. Don't let us get on a tangent. But do you remember the major? Do you know the major complaints from the chefs about waiters?
They keep giving us stuff that they don't
They
have
keep eating the
anything
stuff
ready for
that's not on the
stuff.
menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And your very first night, I think, as like a waiter with your own section, like really,
No, I already had it
I
before.
know, but like I was there, so it was real.
Oh, so yeah, okay, yeah, because you got to witness it. Now it's my first.
Your first night,
Ugh.
you put in something that is not on the menu, only for delivery.
I will say this though. I think it's kind of annoying and funny because I do know that everyone talks about me, but I get annoyed because everyone keeps trying to chime in with, it's his first day, it's his first time, it's his first. I'm like, bro, it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, but it's your first day.
And everyone is only now because it was just me working with two other servers. That's it. Because that was in the morning, and at night it's always on the slow days where it's me and only one other server.
Yeah, but it's
So,
still your
but
first day.
then when I keep working over and over, but I keep doing that for like 5 days in a row.
Well, you
But
know you started that now. Every day I'm gonna say it's your first day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, keep it going until
Yeah.
someone actually questions it.
Wait,
Oh
it's
yeah,
been
so
3 years. What do you first day?
yeah, so back to them. She ordered something like that. I was like, okay, we really can't get that in order. We can't really deliver that, but I can ask the chef and see if we can make it happen. And she's like, go do that. Okay,
Oh,
okay, well, fine. Okay.
damn. Right off the bat.
And so they only ordered drinks in that moment. And that's what I was trying to get the drinks over. But that was also the moment where they were all like, yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Oh, I thought you knew that.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. Sorry,
Yeah.
continue. Whose
Yeah.
camera am I on? Because it should have been on
Is it
mine.
white camera?
He's gonna be fired tomorrow. Don't worry about it. You can come back
That's what
to
you
the
said
wide.
last time.
You can come back to the wide.
All
He
right.
wasn't here, and he wasn't here in the last
Oh,
podcast. Look
he
at that.
wasn't. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was
So, yeah.
suspended.
So I went to get that order. That was also when
Don't grab your crotch at me.
That was also probably when you guys were talking
You eat it.
or saying like you're moving a little too fast. I'm like, I'm only slightly moving fast because again, this was on an unusual time limit on them because they were like, you can tell
I
that they wanted
just
to get up and leave if I said no.
I just see
And
waiters. When I said that last podcast, I wasn't trying to be negative exactly, but it's like I just see other waiters who have 7 tables, and they're not. You were literally fast walking, elbows and knees.
yeah,
So I just was.
yeah.
Can you hear
Uh,
that? It's the same
is
guy.
that the same guy? Yeah, did he?
He's test driving
That
his.
broke. That was a broken. That was the
No,
cup
that
breaking.
that was the piston going into the air.
That
Damn.
cannot be a car. I can't think of any car that would actually make
No,
that
okay,
noise.
it's probably like a dirt bike. It's probably like a dirt bike.
Oh, you're
That makes way more
right.
sense.
Dirt bike. Oh, you're absolutely right. Because I think there is an abandoned trail, not abandoned, but like a muddy-ish trail that's somewhere close.
So we're doxing Jason's house. He's near a
No,
road.
don't.
He's near a
He's
road.
near a road. He's near a road.
Come on. You think I'm gonna dox you? No.
No,
Well,
I feel like we should make a joke a little bit about that.
no. So
But
what I was saying.
sure.
So I wasn't obviously trying to be generic. I'm just like I see other waiters and they don't have to sprint around.
Yeah.
And I was worried that you were getting too stressed out on your
Oh no,
first day.
no.
Uh, because you were also being really short with me. If you didn't notice, because you
I
seemed like
don't.
you were really like freaked out and focused. So
I don't think I was short with you.
you were like,
Like I said, that's just how I am when I'm a server.
and that's why I said you like that as a server
Yeah,
assistant. Because
yeah,
you walk by me, you go move. You said look out. I'm like oh Like
yeah.
I always feel like you're upset with me at work.
No,
Okay, I'll remember that later.
Dylan, it's not all about you. My
Yes, it
gosh,
is.
it's so fucking
Of course. What do you mean?
inconsiderate.
Do you see all these cameras? Of course, it's about me. Not
I
about
mean,
that
thank
guy.
God you bought all these cameras. I didn't put your penny in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, no. Well, that's also the thing. One of the managers actually mentioned me is like once you're more comfortable, you're more about then everyone gets to gel with you, and I was like comfortable, and then I was talking to the new bartender that was there, and she gave me a good point. She was like, first of all, why don't you just like
I
act
like
like
her. She's nice.
you wanna make friends with them or just jive with them, like you've known them for a while, then and go from there. And I was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? That's such a simple, easy thing to actually say that I actually kind of forgot." And
That's what I
also
do.
reminded me because I was like, again, as a server assistant, you can just walk away, but I can't do that now because I have to stay with them.
And I
And
do.
so I was like, "Oh fuck, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, let me just jive with them." So I just been doing that lately, and it's been helping. But with that in mind, when I actually take care of like
Oh my
people
god, it's a
over,
duck.
or I actually want to do anything like that, or like entertain any
Oh no, it's a
guests, I
chicken.
try to at least be efficient in getting them, the essentials: water, whatever drink they want to get, whatever snacks that I probably have signed up for. Those are always the three essentials I go for. So then I always move fast for those three. When it comes to like food or stuff, we'll figure out from there.
Is she
It's
a chicken or a duck?
a chicken.
Chickens don't have orange feet. This is not a chicken tail. Like it's like bottom half is duck, top half is chicken. Probably a chicken.
I don't know.
I'm just confused. What?
They don't know anything.
You don't have to suppress your laughter. What's going on?
It's a chicken. It's a costume. Just let it be. Let the damn thing do what it does.
Did we even finish your
No, we didn't. You've been
Go back to the bad
you
story.
ADD'd yourself into a fucking different story.
Don't be mean to me.
All right, we're gonna speed run this conversation right now.
What are you doing?
I forget. It's like watching a child sometimes witnessing a damn etch and sketch.
This is the best fucking footage I've ever seen in my life. You should have seen
Your voice is cracking. You lost
Talking
me.
about the little rooster top. You were just
Oh.
looking around, and then you grabbed the tail.
I was just what?
The whole time he was talking, you were playing with this thing. And
Yeah.
it was just on you. Oh my god, dude.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said your ADD ass just kicked in a high gear for a
Best part is
second.
I was listening the whole time.
I know you were listening, but like I really.
That's why I waited for my time to chime in. Okay, so
Yeah, but I
Bad
no
table.
no I thought it was on wide, so that's why I was looking at you.
Me
'cause
too, I thought it
I
was
had
on
a
wide.
feeling that you were just doing your own
okay,
thing.
we'll keep going.
Yeah,
we'll go from
so she was very controlling. She was very she only spoke when he didn't. And I'm not gonna lie. She gave me like a $5 tip out of like 300. So I was completely I knew she disliked me from the start. There's no denying that. Uh that looks disgusting. You're cleaning that up. You're cleaning that up.
I can see
Yeah,
you.
she
Were you
had
in the wide?
No, I was
I
on
said
him.
go to the wide.
Oh, I went to him.
This is wide.
Oh no, this is better.
Go to wide.
I tell a story of my life and you're just breaking
Sorry,
down.
I couldn't let it. I kept laughing. I couldn't. Sorry. Oh my god. We okay.
Yeah, I know you completely just ignored
Oh,
everything that
This is
went
what
to
happens
happen.
when you do 2 in a day. All right, keep going.
No,
I didn't
it's
get to
because you
nap
have
in the
that in
car.
your hands.
I didn't get a nap.
I'm
Well, last
very
time I put it
tired.
down, I forgot it.
I'm very very tired.
I texted your brother. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm sorry. Let's start over
Okay,
from the
okay.
from the start.
no, not from the
So when I
start.
started working at
So when I started 10 years
So I
ago,
was born.
when I was born, when I was born, my problem was when I came out the room, they asked my
wait,
parents to
what's
give me a
that?
name,
And it
and
all
they
started
said Jason.
when I was born. Where is that from?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I remember like, did you ever watch Phineas and Ferb?
No, I remember it. I remember something else. It was like, when did life start getting hard for you? Like when I came out the room, man.
I don't know that's from.
It
But
was
you
hard.
know Phineas and Ferb? You ever watch that show?
Yeah, I used to.
The Doofenshmirtz when he was, and when I was born.
Oh yeah,
What was it?
when I was born, my parents left me.
No, what was it? And my mother left me before I was born, or something like that.
No. I remember. No. When I was my parents.
My mother abandoned
No,
me
no, no.
before I was born. That's what it was.
No. It was like my parents never showed up to my birth.
My parents never showed
And
up
I
to
was
my
like,
birth.
wait, how the fuck does that work?
I think he said, and it all started when I was born.
Yeah, so I said when I was born, my parents missed me when I was born.
Oh, I'm trying to think the exact phrase. It was like,
I know.
I
Yeah, you
think
know
my
what?
mother abandoned me before
Google
I
it,
was
and
born.
I'm gonna finish the story.
No, go ahead. I got it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no. It was a very strong dynamic couple, and honestly, I wasn't gonna lie. I know they disliked me. I know the manager was trying to like give me some comfort words and all that stuff, but I really, in all honesty, I adored them. Cause they're only like rude because that's like their ethnicity. That's kind of how it is. That's kind of how they're going with, and because of how that love dynamic emphasized it. The guy believed that his wife knew what he wanted, and she delivered. Because when I came to order that food, I was like, "So what would you like to start with?" He's like, "He wants Caesar salad, completely as it is."
Okay, so I guess what you're trying to say, because my dynamic with my girlfriend is I order for her because she
Yeah.
doesn't like to speak.
Oh yeah.
at the
Well, I mean,
restaurant.
remember, you have to understand.
So it's
Every
just
dynamic is
swapped what you're
different.
saying.
Yeah. Every dynamic is different.
I wouldn't have said I
like-
wouldn't have snuck the word ethnicity in there, but that's your
Yeah.
choice.
Oh yeah, no. You can, because look, for Spanish people. Yeah.
No, go ahead, continue. I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing.
It's
It's just
not-
how.
no, no,
Yeah.
no,
It's
no,
just
no,
how
no.
energy
Just
is.
going on the internet, so
Going in it.
It's forever.
What are you mad about? Oh, I
not mad,
can't
nothing.
believe this man understands the relationship and he understands culture enough to understand that I shouldn't be aggravated at people who live their life.
I'm not saying nothing. All I'm saying is I wouldn't have snuck the word ethnicity in there so quickly.
I don't know.
Is that the end of
That's
the story?
whatever. No, it wasn't in the story. I'm confused as to why that's an issue.
It's not.
Okay, but I'm sorry,
It-
but no, I adored the
because we're on a
relationship
podcast.
because he He did not care to even try to word what he wanted.
Acting.
She knew everything, straight from the meat to the salad. And when I asked her, how did you want it cooked? He was trying to get a word in. He's like, medium well.
Like asking her?
And then she budged him. She's like, no, you don't like the pink. He wants that well done. And
So
I
why do
was
you think you
like,
like that so much?
okay.
That dynamic.
Because she knows him.
Cut a long story short.
No, she knows him. And he understands that she knows him. Because remember, a lot of things
Hold
are. Yeah, what does that sound?
That sounded like gunfire.
Yeah, that sounds like gunfire. That sounds like the end of this story. All right.
It sounded too close to be like gun. It sounded like it was too close and too quiet. So it wasn't gun. It was like construction something. But that was the 2 in a row was weird. Because if it
Yeah.
was, there's no way. If it was a gun, it was an automatic gun. There's no way there's an automatic gun over here.
I was gonna say, no offense. Like, I feel like if a gun ever were fired, it'd be empty, all the way to the empty clip. So it would probably be
Honestly, you
like
just go.
more.
But no.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Can I help
not a
you? What are
gun.
you doing?
I'm strong. I'm
Yeah.
strong enough, in my opinion, to not walk away into a brick
Yeah.
building.
No. I just love that dynamic and stuff. Because again, he didn't have to word it, and then clearly that's also what I was like. I feel like he was trying to work on his English, is because he wanted mashed potatoes about halfway through, and I think he was trying to get her to tell him to tell me, but I heard him. I was like, you know the words, just tell him. And then he tried his best to muster the words, and honestly, I like that, because
And you said he was trying to learn English. You think?
I think so, because he was trying to tell like I want mashed potatoes. Can you tell him? And he's like, no, you know the words, tell him.
He said it in a different language.
And I
Oh my
I think
God!
it might
Speaking
have
of
been a different
language,
language, or I
hold
think it
on.
might have been English. But all I heard was you know the words, you tell him, and then he tried his best to conjure up a sentence.
We got to end on this
Oh.
with me correcting myself in a very bad way. Was that done? The end of the story?
Yeah, we can leave it there.
It doesn't sound like that's how you wanted to end it.
I mean, the point of it is I got a $5 tip on a $300 table. So I was like, all right, first angry table.
I'm not gonna forget this. Go on from where you were at.
What
I
do you
didn't know that
mean?
was. You didn't tell me that. I didn't know that was the end of the story. I thought your end of the
Yeah.
story was that.
Actually, no.
So
I think
continue a
it
little
was
bit.
$7. But the way they've written it, I thought I got no tip because it was like lined up, and then there was like, oh, I'm sorry, it was like lined everywhere in a one. It wasn't until I looked at the total that I realized the total was different. But yeah. At the end of them,
So after all that kicking you around that they did, they gave you $7.
yeah, $7 on a $300 tip. I'm
What
sorry,
is the math on?
$7 on 300.
What is the math on that? How much? What a percent? That's what is that?
But 20%. What it probably would have been.
No. I'm saying what percent is 7? 3. Hold on.
Had to be less than
7
2%,
7%.
right?
2 3.5%. It's like
Let's ask the
one. It's like
mathematician.
It's 1.75%.
I think so. I didn't want to say 1%, but
You got a 1.75% tip.
yeah. Oh,
0.02. What
0.02.
did what my math? No, hold on.
So I got
Show
a
your work.
0.02% tip from them.
Let me tell you what I did because the hunt. I can't read that. Tell me,
0.02.
don't look
Yeah.
at me like that.
0.0233. The 2% tip.
Huh?
He got a 2% tip.
$300.
I did. 7 divided by 300 is 2%.
What is $10? Is that 10%? I mean, is that 3%?
Yeah.
Boy, I am bad at math. Do you want to know what I did in my head? I said 100. If it was 100, what's wrong with me? I said if it was the more I think about this, the worse it gets. If it was $100, that's 7%. That's what I did, right? Is that correct?
If it was $100,
$7 is
33%.
no, $7 is 7% tip on $100.
Yeah.
So I did 200. Oh, that's 3.5%. Isn't that right?
I see what you were doing.
And then 300 is what? I said 1.75, but that's not right. You double the to 200, that means 7%, so that means it's 3.5%. At 200. You bring it to 300, that doesn't half it. That was my mistake. I halved it again. It's not halving it at 300. That's what. There's my mistake. Got it. Sorry. I had to know where I made the mistake. I halved it again at 300.
I mean, I could have done with a damn tip.
2%.
Oh, actually, I guess this is good for any servers. Or if you're thinking about becoming a server, if you think that was bad experience, I did make some money in return. But one bad table can actually take away all your money, because with what I had on the ending night is very different than what I thought I was gonna have at with just the
Higher or
twenty
lesser?
percent. Oh, it became a lot lesser now because of that table.
Well, you do have to remember that. Okay, this is one thing I do have to nail into your head, and people might hate this opinion or reality. Our restaurant is not a 20% restaurant. You have to realize that.
What do you mean?
If you start expecting 20% now, you will just always be disappointed. No one gets 20% of this restaurant. 15% is the average at this restaurant. You have to put that in your head.
Yeah, because that's what it
You
tells
will
on the
get
bottom of the check.
this is 18.
No, it says the preferred would be 17 to 20%.
Okay, I'm just saying.
It's 18 when it's gratuities.
I'm just letting you know if you expect 15 and budget 15%, budget your life at getting 15%, or even maybe like 12, because often you get 10%. You will just be much more happy because every waiter I see, they bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch about not getting 20%, but no one is.
Um,
It's so rare that people get 20% at this restaurant, and that sucks. But the reality still stands where cut to the wide, where if you expect this number, you will be less and less disappointed.
yeah, but well, here's the issue is that, remember, it's my last table. That's not about balancing out anymore. It's the make it or break it table, and they broke it because they gave me 0.223%. So at that point, whatever money I made is now given or going up. It's penalized, and
And
now
it's really
after
easy
that,
for
it
you to
goes
see that.
penalized by 4%.
It's really easy for you to see that now because you're brand new and you haven't made money at the waiter yet. But this is never mind. This is a conversation we're after because I'm gonna get into numbers. So I'll talk about this after because I do want
Yeah.
to bring this out to you because I feel like if I don't nail down this point, you're gonna be a miserable waiter like everyone else there. But I don't want to talk about
Oh,
numbers.
oh, bro, no, we're gonna talk about this
That's what
after,
I'm
like
telling.
away from the podcast.
That's
We're
what I'm
not doing
telling
this,
you.
but the reason why people are annoyed by this isn't not just because of the percentage value that comes into it. I think part. I mean, I will say this. Uh, Part of the reason why this restaurant is kind of in this weird sense of limbo is the dynamics of all the servers. Not because they're bad at their jobs. Of course, they're not bad at their jobs. They have one goal in mind, and that is to make a certain amount of money. The very problem that comes with it is that you kind of have to teeter totter between giving them the best experience, along with not sounding like you're price gouging them.
Yeah.
You know,
And I have to. I'm
because here's the thing: I got my first table. I walked away with 200.
tip.
It was 100 and no, I'm sorry, not 200. It was 106 in tips, and then they gave me extra tip on the top. They're like, "Bro, you
So
did
okay,
well. Here you go."
now that we're in
And
the
so that's the good
numbers,
start of. After that, it was the same over and over and over.
real quick. No,
But yeah,
anyway, that's not my point. I'm gonna.
yeah. But also, yeah, that happens a lot in our play on our home too. Not a lot of people tend to give tip, but that's because the economy is struggling as it is. So tip is not something you really ground upon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
It's the service that you need to ground upon because it means they come back.
Okay, we gotta end it. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna harp on this because it doesn't. I'll tell you after the podcast. But one thing I do have to say before we leave, of course, now this one's running long. The last one was running short. I need to make a really big correction about 2 podcasts ago. It's a little late. I meant to do it in the last podcast, but we did 2 today. I
Oh, what is it?
said, remember the point I was making that whenever people talk about me, like I say I'm Hispanic, they say no, you're not because you don't speak Spanish. Remember that conversation?
Yes.
I I used a really bad example. I said, as a hypothetical, I said, what if someone was from Nigeria, or their heritage was, and you asked them, "Oh, do you speak?" I said Nigerian. I said, "Do you speak Nigerian?" Terrible example. Google here says that the official language of Nigeria is English. So I would like to make a correction
That's too funny.
and say I feel bad, and I'm sorry, but the hypothetical still stands, and my point still stands. I just used a bad example. To
Yeah.
be fair, it also says they have a lot of major languages, including, I'm not going to pronounce these right, Hausa, Yoruba, I can't pronounce that one, Fulfilda. They have a bunch of languages. Nigerian Sign Language. So, like,
Gefilte fish.
when I wasn't, you said gefilte fish?
That's all. That's what it sounds like to me.
Even when I was saying the word Nigerian language, I didn't know which language they spoke. I would have said Egyptian language if it too, even though I know they speak Arabic there. I just was saying in general.
Yeah.
Turns out they speak English, so I can't wait to go to Nigeria.
Well, I mean,
What if our first foreign live podcast is in Nigeria?
they can speak English. It doesn't mean they're gonna
It says
speak
the
English
major
to
language.
you.
That's true. It says the major. It says the official language is English. So
Yeah. I mean, isn't the train? All right, that's the train. It means I gotta go home, guys. All
so
righty,
I'm glad I made that connect. I'm glad I made that correction. No,
we're gonna put an
stop
end
clapping.
on this.
I add that
Thank
in
you for
later.
listening to our rants. Thank you for listening to stories, and thank you for tuning in on us with our ADHD friend over here that had a moment with the hello. I'm not gonna say the name. Had a moment with the damn chicken/duck cup of noodle thing. All right,
It's from my girlfriend.
Jason,
I am Chicken Noodle Duck.
and thank you for tuning in. And as
Get
always,
to the wide.
may y'all have a beautiful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a pleasant evening, and a peaceful night.
Bye. Stop clapping. Put it in post. I'm literally muting this right now. It's muted.